Hi, I'm Sonia Doubell, and we're in London with the wonderful author and teacher, speaker, inspirer, Robert Holden. Hi Robert, thank you very much. I just want to say thank you for this lovely workshop that you've put together and to Alternatives for arranging it.
My pleasure.
And for answering, well actually more like speaking on the topic of happiness, which has been the topic of most of your books really, Happiness Now or The Shift to Happiness. Or so could you tell us a bit about just the energy of happiness and what sort of put you on this path?
Okay, well, I mean, firstly, I don't think happiness isn't it. It's not something you're going to find and catch one day. Happiness is not a thing that you search for and then keep and hold on to. Happiness is not a destination. It's not somewhere you're going to get to one day. Happiness isn't even a state of mind. I think there are certain states of mind, like gratitude and forgiveness, that can help you to be happy, but that isn't happiness either. Happiness is your true nature, my true nature. Happiness is us minus our neurosis. It's who we are when we're not suffering from psychology, when we're not giving ourselves a hard time. So in that sense, you know, happiness is so huge and so important, because really the study of happiness is the study of our true self.
I love that. Actually, you said that earlier on, that happiness is really meeting yourself, or your authentic essence. You know, it was one of the people on our course mentioned that, in his opinion, at that moment after you asked the question, his family members were in a really good place and they should be really happy. And that's very interesting for me, because it got me thinking about people's definition of happiness and how we automatically say, what do you want from life? I want to be happy. But what does happiness mean? What is happiness? And the connection between, you know, meeting yourself and just being happy, and you are happy, you just are, as opposed to this kind of seeker looking for happiness. And that was interesting, because I wanted to ask you, how can you help people to find that, or to let go the seeker, to make him unemployed and redundant, and just allow yourself to be?
Well, I think it starts with clarity. You know, my feeling is most people, they don't really need more therapy, they just need more clarity. But a lot of times we think that there's something wrong with us that needs to be fixed or compensated for before we can be happy. So we've got to make an extra special effort in some way before we attract the love, before we have the success, before we can be happy. My work is really saying that actually the first act of healing is to know there's nothing wrong with you. You really are okay. I mean, the truth of who you are is absolutely wonderful. And when you remember that, and when you really practice that profound level of self-acceptance, you meet less obstacles in the world. Why? Because you're not rejecting yourself anymore. You're realizing that you were perfectly made, and you really are. And this isn't a claim you're making for yourself, this is a claim that's true for everybody. We, all of us, really are okay. It's just that we've taught ourselves there's something wrong, that there's something missing, that there's something in us that isn't quite right yet. And that's just not true. And that's why we search for happiness, because we think happiness is going to make us feel better. But of course the whole point of my work is saying, no, you know, happiness is just your true nature. It's what you are already before you leave yourself. And so my work is about trying to help people come back to themselves and really practice self-acceptance. You know, my project's a self-acceptance project, not a self-improvement project. I don't think we need to improve on who we already are. I think we need to accept ourselves more. And when we do, then our life improves.
It's like Patabi Joyce, practice, practice, and all is coming.
Yeah.
So it just feels the more you practice accepting yourself, the more you're going to blossom anyway.
The more you accept yourself, the less you're rejecting yourself. And that's it, you know, and then the less you're rejecting yourself, You know, a lot of people talk about the law of attraction as being a very important principle, and it is an important principle. But what activates the law of attraction is self-acceptance. If the self-acceptance isn't there, you can attract what you like, but you won't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You really won't, because you know fundamentally you won't believe you deserve it until you practice self-acceptance.
It's an amazing, amazing practice. It's an
mm,
amazing practice.
Mm.
And it really is that, isn't it? It's a practice.
It has to be for now. It's very natural, really.
Yeah.
But when we've been doing something that isn't natural for a while, like rejecting ourselves, like trying to improve upon ourselves, then for a while it will feel like a practice.
Yeah.
But in truth, what we're doing is very, very natural, really.
It's a practice to get back to our natural state, really.
Yes. To be able to see ourselves again. You know, the problem with self-improvement is that we've been trying to improve upon a self that we didn't ever really know, or that we've lost sight of. That's why we're trying to improve upon ourselves. But you know, you look at any baby you've ever met. They don't need to improve themselves. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous already. And actually, it's the same true for a 40-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman. It's still true. We're okay.
Yeah, no, we are okay. And if there's one great exercise that you could just do when you're not feeling that I'm okay bit, is there something that you can do just to change your feeling and help you get in to being more authentic?
There's lots you can do, but I would say honestly, if you want to be a happier person, be a more loving person. I mean, really make a commitment to being a more loving person. The more you make that commitment to that, the less you need any techniques for anything else. Techniques are just a compensation for not being more loving. When you're more loving and you really make a commitment, you say, look, today I'm just going to be the most loving person I can be. And don't leave yourself out of that. Honestly, that takes care of it.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Just be more loving and the rest will follow.
And make it an intention, and then, you know, and maybe a few times in the first hour you're going to need to reset that intention.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Don't let the world put you off. Just, my goal today is to be a more loving person.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Robert Holden, thank you very much, Alternatives.